What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Coach Rob 619 back with another top 10 video. Now with this video I want to give some of you guys out there that may be new to the fragrance community, or you may be new to my channel, and just like me when I first started, you're wearing a whole bunch of designer fragrances, but you keep hearing about niche. You're seeing all this information on here on YouTube, all these different fragrance reviewers. They're telling you about this, telling you about that, niche this, designer that, and you just want to sum up a couple fragrances that you can try and get your feet wet in the niche house, because niche is not like designer. Like if I was to go to Barney's or Saks or Neiman Marcus and you was to blindfold me and I was to go through there, pick 5 random perfumes or colognes, throw them in my bag and go home and then smell them, I guarantee probably 4 out of the 5 I wouldn't like. And I think that's just a reality when you get into this niche. I mean, niche is like, it's for the daring, it's for, exotic smells, it's for things that you're usually going to be unfamiliar with. If I was to do the same thing at Bloomingdale's or Macy's or, Sephora, I'd probably do the same thing. And I'll probably, out of those 5, I might grab 4 that I actually like and 1 that I don't like, because designer is usually for the masses. It's for mass appeal, and they usually make things that are safe. So this top 10 list, these are, in my opinion, great niche fragrances. They're all safe. They're not too daring. I think anybody can pull off every single fragrance in this list. So let's jump right into it. Oh, before I do that, let me give 2 shout outs. I always forget to give you guys these shout outs in my video, so give me 1 second. Okay, shout out number 1, Keith Allen. He contacted me on my RIVE reviews page, and he's told me he has, I think, a 5 or 6-year-old son named Shane Kennedy. Shane Kennedy, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you watching my videos. You're in elementary school, so you probably got all of the little girls chasing you around the elementary yard. If you're taking my advice and smelling colognes, you know what I'm saying? I know you're smelling good. So, and my second is Michael McClendon. He's a long-time subscriber. He's actually in my football fantasy league. He's won 2 years now. I won the first year. He won the last 2 years. So shout out to you, dude. I'm about to take my title back next year, and I might put together another football fantasy league for other reviewers and you subscribers out there that may be interested. Comment below and let me know if you would. So let's get into this video. Top 10 entry-level niche fragrances. And how I'm going to do this is, so basically 10 to kind of be like your most daring, all the way to 1 being the fragrance I feel you should start off with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably in that order. That's how you should jump into the niche game. But starting with 10, this is probably the most daring on the list. Most of you guys are not going to say it's daring at all, but for me it was when I first smelled it. This is Serge Luten's CHERGUI. Now my camera's not picking it up, but when I first smelled this fragrance, guys, I didn't like it. Now I love it. It's a warming fragrance. It smells like hay, and it's like a hay. It's like an amber vibe. It's real sweet. It's warming. If you live anywhere where it's a cold climate, check this out. This definitely changes on your skin, and it gets better as it dries down. But that hay note in the beginning was off-putting, but that's a fabulous scent. Check that out. That's number 10. Coming in at number 9, this is a house now I rarely spoke about, and they make some great fragrances. And if you were to, this is called UDEN number 4. So the UDEN house, great house. And if you were to look at reviews, what you will find, you'll find a common keywords. And this is what my advice to you guys out there that's been wearing niche. You're looking for something that is high quality, it's safe, and it's different. This house to me is one of those houses. But when you're looking at reviews, people are going to say, oh, it's boring, it smells like your typical designer, it's not daring enough, it's not exotic, etc., etc. When you see those keywords in reviews, that's where you should be looking at. Those are the fragrances that you want. That's your lane. Stay right there, because for some reason a lot of niche snobs, or these niche heads, like the weirder it smells, the stranger it smells, the better. Like they want things that smell this crazy and just don't smell good. So be cautious when you read those reviews and you take them to heart. Look for the comments that say mass appeal, designer, synthetic, and that's probably what you're going to get with this one if you was to read. I mean, I don't know what they say, but for general rule, when you hear those kind of words and they're talking about niche fragrances and you're a designer head, you're most likely going to like them. But this one, number 9, to me, what this smells like, this has a couple of my favorite notes. This has lavender, it has iris, violet leaf, and this is a dark, mysterious, but it's super clean and it's subtle. It will not offend nobody. But to you, a designer head, it may smell a little feminine, but just give this one a try. Get you a sample of this. This is a real clean, great scent. You can wear in the office. You could probably share with your girlfriend. I think you both will enjoy that. That was number 9. Number 8, XERJOFF's UDEN. This is a great woody, boozy, kind of vanilla, citrus, lasts all day, projects like a beast. This is one of the best smelling fragrances that I've smelled, along with another one on this list. Great fragrance. Try this one out. And these XERJOFFs get pretty expensive, and that's why this is at number 8. Pretty much these number 10 through 5, they're my most daring on this list, and they're my most expensive. You know what I'm saying? So it gets pricey when you get into the niche. Now going into number 7. That was 10, 9, 8. This is number 7. Another YouTube favorite. Great house. AMOUAGE Reflection Man. Now out of this house, this is definitely a daring house. A lot of these scents I wouldn't recommend to a new person that's trying to go into the niche side of things, but this is definitely a great entry level into this house and a great entry level into niche fragrances. It smells good. Reminds me of Lamal's fragrance. Jean Paul Gaultier's Lamal, great fragrance. Number 6, another great house. I like a lot of houses from this fragrance, but this is BYREDO's Balde Freak. Another great entry fragrance. My girlfriend told me this is probably one of the best things she's ever smelled on me. And this is another woody, great smell. This is like a woody citrus, and it has a nice candy praline. So this is like a nice candy praline, woody citrus fragrance. Great. Get your nose on that one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Now this is a recent purchase for me. This is probably one of the best citrus fragrance that I smelled. I absolutely love it. Nobody talks about this one. This is from the Tom Ford house, Rive d'Ambre, and basically what this is a smooth citrus that's mellowed down with an amber note in the background, and I absolutely love it. It has like a citrus, like a lime citrus with amber that just smooths it out. It just gives it a warming effect. Great. Check this one out. Another safe fragrance that you can't go wrong with. Now where are we at? Now we're at number 5. Number 5, this is a classic. AQUA de Parma. This is probably the old man fragrance on this list. I think if any of these, if you ask me which one smells like an old man, it'll probably be this one. To me it doesn't, but I get what people say when they think that. Like, this is an older man. It has like a barbershop vibe, real clean, masculine, mature, citrus. One of the best citruses in the game. You gotta check this one out. AQUA de Parma Colonia, coming in at number 5. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 4, MAISON French's CHERGUI. This is AQUA Universalis. Extremely safe fragrance, guys. Great, as the name suggests. Great aqua, aquatic, citrus vibe. Man, it smells good. Real clean. Great office scent. Great casual scent. Wearing the day. White t-shirt and jeans. You can pull this off. Fabulous. Coming in at number 3, one of my favorite. I just shot a video a couple days ago, and this was my favorite, one of my favorite smelling fragrances of all time. You cannot go wrong. Just go pick a bottle up. Don't even listen to what I'm about to say. Just go pick your bottle up of this. And this is FRAPIN's 1270. Great cognac, vanilla, woody, pineapple fragrance that you just can't beat. You can't beat the smell of this one. Great fragrance. That's number 3. Coming in at number 2, one of my all-time favorites. I've talked about this many a times on my channel. Bonds number 9, Bleecker Street. One of the best entry-level fragrances you can purchase to get into niche. You'll get a ton of compliments with this. Everybody around you will love it. You will love it. For the price, you can't beat it. Great blueberry, fresh blueberry note, violet note in here. Great. Now with these That was number 2. With the bonds, you can probably find those at your own online retailers like Notino. You can get real good deals on the bonds. Some of these other fragrances I mentioned, they're still pretty expensive, but the Serge Luton you can find good deals on, and the bonds you can definitely find good deals on. And my number 1 you can find a good deal on. Now this bottle right here was my very first niche bottle. Pretty much everybody that I know, like my personal friends that have a niche bottle, this was their first bottle. People that I don't know, they don't even know what niche fragrances is. They just always heard the name. They knew it cost a lot of money, and they knew it smelled real good. And number 1 entry level into niche fragrances is Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Pretty much everybody has this, and like I said, even if they don't know what niche is, they've heard of Green Irish Tweed. They probably smelled it, or they probably own it. And just like with the Bond, these older Creeds, and it smells good, guys. Spring in a bottle. You can't go wrong, as the name suggests. People that, I mean, what I meant to say is online retailers like the Bonds and the Creed, the older bottles, you can find real cheap. You could probably find these around like $120, $120 to $130. So definitely look for your Bonds, your Creeds, on your Notinas, all those online retailers. They're not that expensive. Great quality, great juice. Just jump into the niche. Now, even though I said Green Irish Tweed is the number 1, if I would suggest this was the suggestion a couple years ago, I would say, like I said, it was my first. 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, it was my first niche house. But today, I mean niche fragrance. But today, this would be my first, and this is what I would recommend. And you've heard a ton about it. But Creed's AVENTUS would be the first fragrance that I would recommend if you got the money. Because these are still, even on online retailers, these are still pretty expensive. So if you don't have the $220, $230 these goes for, here you go. So one of these 2 would be my introduction into niche fragrances. $120, $220. So whatever one you could afford, you can't go wrong with either or. All great fragrances. I mean, those are both great fragrances. To me, this list was all great fragrances. I think all of these would do great. All of these are great entry-level fragrances to the niche. So that's it, guys. Comment below if you know some other great entry-level fragrances for people out there that's trying to jump into the niche game. And depending on what the ladies say, determines what I spray. Peace.